he plot to do? So what did the police officer say? The police officer said he plot to do that. So what did he do right here? How did he do? He plot to kill who? Jacob. And what did he do with these Asian people, so-called Asian? How did he do it? He plotted ahead. It's nothing new, man. Some of y'all, I don't get it, man. It's like, regardless how many precepts we give you, you still launching. You still don't believe it. Because you're wicked and you're a coon. Right? The heathen, I will understand. Right? Let's jump right here. Okay? We'll jump to Revelation. Okay? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6 still, and we'll read from verses 8. And I look, and behold, a pale horse, a pale horse. How are they? Pale or red? A pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. So the man that sat on him was what? Death. And hell followed with him. You see that? And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with what sword? By that sword shall thou live Esau. Right? And with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. You see that? So, brothers and sisters, we got to keep in mind, right? Esau, the wicked, you understand what I'm saying? The wicked, right, is the one ruling the earth. Right? The wicked is the one ruling the earth. So understand that. They're the one. So what we're going to do, as you see, so Esau killed 8 people. Let's go right here. Right? The Mosai allowed Esau to do all those things. Because Esau cannot do on his own. The Mosai is moving the spirit upon Satan to come. Let's go right here in the book of Amos. Let's go to Amos. Okay. Let's go to Amos chapter 3. All right. Right. Flip your Bible to the page of the prophet Amos. Okay. And let's read. Amos chapter 3. Right. Let's go over there. Right. Let's go to the book of Amos. Okay. This is the book of Amos chapter 3, and we'll read from verses 6. Amos chapter 3 and verses 6. Shall a trumpet be blown? The trumpet is the word of the Most High. Any brother reading the Bible, they're bringing out precept on the street, on the highway, on YouTube, Facebook. Guess what? They're blowing the trumpet. They're blowing the trumpet, right? Shall a trumpet be blown in the city? So the Moses is giving warning. That's why you see all the Israelites, they're waking up throughout the fucking of Israel. That's why you see so many camps. They're being bombed every day. So many camps. Young brother, individual, elder, like I'll say, adult. You see Israel waking up throughout the fucking of Israel. Right? He said, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? So you see the brother telling the so-called black woman, the so-called Latino woman, the so-called Native Indian woman that, okay, you know what, according to the Torah and to the Bible, you can't wear no paint. The paint belongs to the men. And you won't be scared. You are not afraid hearing that. You're supposed to be scared. Okay? He said, and the people not be afraid. Shall there be evil in a city? And the Lord had not done it. So who did it? Is the Most High. How? He allowed Esau to do it. Because that's the wicked. He was set up to do evil on the earth, to shed blood. Why? Why is a lot of you don't understand? Esau is one of the many swords of the Most High. Yeah, Esau. Okay? Okay? Esau is one of the many swords of the Most High. Right? So we went to the book of what? Job 9:24. Then I went to prove you. Esau is wicked. There's nothing you can do about it. That's why we tell you, brother, when you wake up, you got to make sure you pray to the Most High. And when you get home from your work or whatsoever you do and you get home, before you go sleep, do the best and pray unto the Most High. Thank the Most High. Always make sure you pray when you leave in your house that the Most High deliver you from this evil out there, man. It's evil all over the places. You got to pray, ask the Most High to be on your side, to deliver you. It's important. It's super, super important. Understand that. So you can't just be living, you're working. Blah, blah. No, man. Listen. You got to, don't take it for granted. And that's what Babylon have taught our people. Babylon have taught our people that, you know what, they take everything for granted. No, man. Okay? You got to go on your knees and face the east and pray unto the Most High. Thank the Most High for waking and ask Him to watch over you, to encamp around you with His angel. Whether it be evil, 1,000 falling on your left side and 10,000 on that right side, that it does not come nigh thee. Okay? So we see the blessing that Esau, the so-called white people, they received from the beginning. What did they receive? Swore they'll be killing people. And it's throughout the whole history. Okay? Throughout the whole history. You understand? Throughout the whole history. I just read Revelation chapter 6, 4 through 8. Right? Let's go right here now. Let's go in the book of. Esau does not hate blood. They love blood. Okay? Let's go right here in the book of Psalms, chapter 7. Alright? Right on it. Let's read it. Book of Psalms. Okay, let's go over here. This is the book of Psalms, right? Chapter 7, right? Actually, let me just go to Job. Job 21 and 30. We'll read that. Job 21 and 30. Let's go over there. This is the book of Job, chapter 21 and verses 30. Guess what? I'm going to have to read it from this Bible. The other Bible is all fully torn. Because, I use it way too much, man. Lord, praise to the Most High. Let's go right here. Job 21 and 30. Let's read it. This is the book of Job, chapter 21 and verses 30. Let's read it. So everybody can understand it. Because in a Christian church, they don't give them understanding. They don't give them understanding. Okay, so let's read it. Right? I'm going to go ahead and highlight it. So maybe I can point my camera, right, to show it, to prove it. Okay. 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 Right? This is the wicked, right? That's what the job is to do on the earth. Okay, let's read it. Right? Bear with me. I'm going to pen this quick and you can see. Right? This is the book of Job. Job 21 and verses 30 through 32. Okay, let's read it. The Edomite. This applies to any person that killed somebody. You take a gun, you shoot people, or you do all evil. Let's see. He said that the wicked, right? He said the wicked, right? That the wicked is reserved to the day of what? Destruction. We'll go in the book of Proverbs to bring it out too. That the wicked, so the wicked, that Edomite, he was reserved for the day of destruction. The day the Most High want to destroy this, Asia, right? Which day the Most High plan to destroy, Lily, the Most High, plan to destroy, roses, the Most High plan to destroy, pineapple, apple, banana. You listen, the Most High is up to the Most High. If it's your time, you got to go, you go. Or praise to the Most High. Okay, I understand that. So let's read it. He said that the wicked, right, like that Edomite, is reserved to the day of destruction. So the Most High reserved them for the day of destruction. The day the Most High will be destroying some people, he will use them, right? They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. You see, that day was a day of wrath unto those Asians that lost their life, right? Hey, he said, who shall declare his way to his face? That's the question. And who shall repay him what he had done? So who is going to repay this Edomite for what he's done? For slaughtering and killing 8 Asian people or 8 people. Who? The Most High. The Most High is going to repay him. Who's going to repay this Edomite? These so-called white people. Who is going to repay them? The Most High. Yahawashi is going to repay them. Okay, because if we have to do it, we don't have the means to do it. We can't do it. Who's going to do it? The Most High, the living God. YAHAWAH, the God of the Bible. So you want to get mad? You get mad and throw the Bible. The Most High say bring the judgment. It doesn't matter. He said, yet shall he be brought, Esau be brought, okay, to the grave. Hey, so the Most High will destroy him. It doesn't matter. Whether the police want to lie, whether his family, they want to protect him, whatsoever they want to say, listen, what is the Most High going to do to him? Yet shall he be brought. Who is God? That devil. Every one of your Edomite out there that do weakness. Hey, yet shall he be brought to the grave and shall remain in the tomb. You see that? So Esau is going to remain in the tomb. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not after tomorrow. But one day they'll remain in the tomb. That's the Most High. That's the Most High. Okay? You get mad. You ain't getting mad at me. You're wasting your time. Okay? You ain't getting mad at me, right? Let's go right here. Right? Let's go right here in the book of Proverbs, chapter 16. Let's just go to Psalm. Psalm chapter 7, like I was saying earlier. Let's go to Psalm 7 first, right? Because you see the same weakness going on throughout this earth, right? It's happening only here, right? You go to West Africa, you got Benjamin, Judah, they're killing each other with what? Brujeria, with what? Witchcraft, all type of thing. So let's read the book of Psalm chapter 7, and we'll read from verses 10. Psalm chapter 7, and we're going to read from verses 10. Okay? That's the main reason why we tell the brother and the sister when you wake up, your Most High is the Most High, Yahawah is your defense. You ain't need no gun to protect yourself. Understand that? You ain't need no gun. What you need? The Most High. The Most High. Understand that? It's the Most High that you need. So, this is the book of Psalm chapter 7, verses 10 through 12. Okay? Let's read it. He said, my defense is of Yahawah, which serveth the upright in heart. So you got to be upright for the Most High to save you. Okay? You got to be keeping the law of the commandment. He said, Yahawah judges the righteous. And Yahawah is angry with the wicked every day. You see? So the Moses is mad at the wicked every day. The Moses is mad at who? Job 9:24. Esau, Edom every day. Y'all don't understand it. Job 9:24. Let's see. Let me just go over there again, man. Okay. You see that? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right here in the book of Psalm, what did he say? Let's read it. He said, well, he said, and Yahawah is angry with the wicked every day. So the Mosai, Yahawah, he's mad. He's angry with Esau, Edom every day. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So if it's not the wicked that is ruling the earth from the north to the south, east to the west, the ocean, all these things. Right? Let's go back to the book of Psalm. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 7, verses 10. My defense is Yahawah, is of Yahawah. We serve the upright in heart. Yahawah judges the righteous. And Yahawah is angry. So the Moses is angry with Esau, Edom. Understand? Your so-called white people, the Moses is mad at you all day. Every day, not only one day. Okay? Not only the day you drop bombs on the people, or the day you make disease to kill people, to wipe people off from Africa, you make malaria, you make, Ebola, all this. No, man, every day. Okay? He said, Yahawah is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn up, he will wet his word. If the wicked does not repent, Esau doesn't want to repent. He just went and killed 8 people. Where? In a store. In their businesses. Imagine that. That terrorism right there. The people are in their business, in their store. They're renting those places and they're paying for it just to bring food for the family, right? To survive or to live, the nightmare of Babylon the Great, okay? Or to live up, the white supremacy things, right? Understand that? He said, if he turned up, the Moses is going to wet his sword. He had banged his bow and made it ready. He had also prepared for him the instrument of death. So what's going to happen to these people? These Edomite? Death is in the Bible. So are you getting mad too? Are you getting mad? Let me read it to you. He had also prepared for him the instruments of death. What are the instruments of death? Earthquake, tsunami, heart attack, heart disease, flu, malaria, Ebola, AIDS, wars, famine, snow, rain, and the list goes on and on. Okay? Diabetes, overweight, junk food, GMO, all these are the weapons of the Most High. Okay? He said, let's read it. He said, he had also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrow against the persecutor. Against who? Who is persecuting the people? Who persecuted this Asian? Esau, Edom. Which race are they from? They're from the race of Esau, Edom. Idumean, as is said in the Greek. Idumean. Okay? So understand, behold, he traveled with his iniquity, who Esau, Edom, and have conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood. You see, what did he do? What did he do? He brought forth falsehood. He went and slaughtered these Asian in the business, in the store, and he killed 8 people. Okay, you see this thing? Verse 15. He made a pit and digged it, and is falling into the ditch which he made. So Esau, all of you Edomites, so-called Caucasian, you're gonna fall in your pit, buddy. The ditch that you dig and get ready, you're gonna fall into it. Okay, his mischief. Okay, you see, that's a beautiful part. That's what we tell you. There's no justice from Esau. From Esau, there's no justice. The justice system is based on money. It's all money. It's money based. It's a financial. There's no justice based on the Bible, based on the law, the commandment of the Most High. Esau has no clue about that. He judges based on the money, based on his satanic law, based on his weakness. Whatsoever he can do to keep terrorists on the earth. The most terrorist people on the earth are who? The Edomite. They're the number 1 terrorists who dropped bomb on the Japanese. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. The Edomite. Those that you call the Caucasian. Whether they be from America or Europe. Same weakness. They're the same race of people. Understand that. Okay? Who dumped the orange agent or orange gas on the Vietnamese and killed them, plagued them? Who did that? America. Who ran America? Caucasian or so-called white people. Esau, Edom, according to the Bible. This is just fact, whether you like it or not. Now, we'll show you a much more heavier. Let's read it. He said, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon him, upon his own pate. You see that? I'll praise the Lord Yahawah according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Lord the Most High. So there is no, if you're waiting for righteousness from Caucasian, from the so-called white people, listen. Listen. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. It's not happening. They don't have it. They understand that they do not have it. The righteousness only comes from the Most High. When they bring you to the court and all these places they're dragging you, guess what? That's no justice. It's all money based. It's all what terrorism. It's to terrorize you, to scare you, to bring fear upon you. Do they judge you according to the law, the commandment of the Most High? No. You understand that? So it's vain, buddy. It's vain. It's weakness. Weakness. Okay? Right. Let's continue. Right. So let me show you. Okay? Who did this? If these are not the terrorists, who did this? You see the book right there? The conquest of the new world. Who conquered America? Who conquered the land that they call today America? Who did it? Edomite. Edomite, they did it. Okay? The Edomite, they did it. Okay? Understand that? They did it. And they're the one that committed all this evil. They're the one. I'll show you. Some of the weakness that they have done, just to show you. Because some of you out there, you know, you run in your mouth. You don't know anything. Because you marry Esau, is your problem. You marry Esau, is your problem. Deal with it. If he's oppressing you, or he's killing you, you deal with it. Okay? You are not a baby. Okay? Okay, let me read you this. Today, they make the Israelite, right, that they call blacks or African American, or they call them Native Indian, or they call them Latino. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? I'll show you what they did. Okay? Let's read some of this stuff that they've done. It's not new. So he went over there. He's been to those places because of sex. Okay? Because, you know, this Asian woman has been touching him, and probably they touched him and he didn't get to enjoy it properly, and the money that he paid, you know, went out the window. So he's mad because he didn't get satisfaction from this, you know, whoredom, you know, Asian woman. Okay? Because they love to do that, this Asian woman. A lot of in the store, what they do, you know, they be, you know, playing with men rod just for the money, just for the money. They love whoredom. They love prostitution. They want to live like Esau. Just as our people, our women, they follow the same thing. They love to play with rod. They love to play with the rod. So they jump on the rod and play with, you know, men rod, things like that, and get what happened. This Edomite was not satisfied. Esau realized that, okay, my money went out the window. He didn't get satisfaction. Supposedly they say Esau was addicted to sex or all type of weakness or whatsoever. Guess what? He said, you know, I didn't get satisfied. They took my money. I'll go over there. Right? Okay, let's read this. He said, so I'm in a book, the American Holocaust, who did it? your so-called Caucasian, your so-called white people. They're the one. Where did they came from first? Because originally, white people were not from America, and they will never be from America, okay? Understand that the so-called white race or so-called white people, they are not from America. Understand that? They invaded and stole the land. They invaded and stole the land from the northern kingdom, the 10 tribes of Israel. Understand that? Okay? So it doesn't matter you being born here. You are not from here. You're a citizen maybe of the land. If the native Indian allow you, if they give it to you, that's fine. According to the native Indian, not according to the U.S. government, no, because they're illegal on this land. They're illegally living on this land. And that's the main reason why they make sure that they need to have guns, because they're scared maybe the native Indian, they might resurrect it and come back and start fighting them. So they say, you know, we need gun to protect. If they wake up, we're going to have to kill them. So make sure you got your gun. And that's why they make sure they say, let's put the gun. Second Amendment, we need it. It got to be in the Constitution. Second Amendment, we need it. So let's see. This is from a lot of you Latino women out there, because you don't know any better. And a lot of you are foolish. You're simple. You know nothing. And you're bragging. Okay? Okay? Your big back or your face doesn't make you a righteous person. Understand that? A righteous woman is the one that fears the Most High and keep the commandment, obey her husband, and stay in full subjection to her husband. Not lunching, going off, wearing paint. None of those things. Okay? So understand that. This is Esau, man. Today they're making sense. Black people is the worst one. Right? They make it sound like Latino the worst one. Let's see them. He said the treatment of Indian female. So Indian female, okay, these were dark-skinned women, super dark-skinned, okay, is particularly revealing in light of the Catholics' machismo ideology of the Spanish that celebrated the purity of their own women. So the Spaniard that came from Spain, they're celebrating what? The purity of their own women. Watch this. Okay, the tone for such treatment was set at the start with the first description that exists of a sexual encounter between a European and an Indian woman. Okay, so the first encounter. Okay, so the first time that a so-called white person, white male, slept with what? A dark-skinned looking Indian woman. It occurred during Columbus' second voyage and was described by the protagonist himself, not a Spaniard in this case, but the Italian noble man Michel de Queno. So this is two Edomite. However, the person who did the act, okay, was a Spaniard. The one that raped the native Indian woman, he's from Spain. He's a Spaniard, and that's why a lot of you Latino, you look like white people. So-called white people understand that. It's just a fact. Okay, you can't get mad, it's your problem. If you get mad, that means you hate the truth and you hate God. We're just giving you understanding so you start changing your head toward the so-called black, the so-called Negro, so you can take that crap outside. Okay? Don't get mad at us, okay? We're the original people of the earth, dark skin. That's how the Most High created men on the earth. They got hue. Hue, man, they got hue. They got melanin. Understand that? Let's continue. Let's jump right here. So, this story that literally happened is described by an Italian. So the Italian, nobleman Italian, his name is Michel de Queno, or de Cuneo, okay? Let's read. He said, while I was in the boat, okay, while I was in the boat, so while the Italian was in the boat, okay, I captured a very beautiful Carib woman, okay, very beautiful. Bear with me. Let me grab a book quick. I want to show you something. Bear with me. Right? Bear with me quick. Okay? Bear with me. I want to grab a book quick. So stay patient. I want to grab a book quick. Right? Bear with me. I'm going to grab a book quick. Okay? Stay, just be patient. Let me grab this book and I got to show you. Because a lot of you out there, you don't know anything. You like to brag and lie and claim lie, weakness. Things that you don't know, you like to talk about it because the TV tell you so. God, the TV told you so, and you believe it. Okay? We do research and we study. Okay? We don't just say things just to say things. You see, we got books. Okay? We got books. So let me show you this. You see that? It say, well, origin of the word American Indian. Understand that? Okay. And then, this is the book that I want the most. Right here. Take a look at the title. You see what he said right there? Okay. 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 You see that? He say, well, Black Indians. Okay. So, it's a hidden heritage. Okay. By who? William Loring Katz. Okay. So, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to read just this summary, right? Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm going to read just this summary, just to give understanding, so you will know what I'm trying to read, right? He said the first freedom, okay, the first freedom path taken by runaway slaves, okay, led to Native American village. So when the so-called Negro or the so-called Black or African American, when they fled from this Edomite, they run into the Native Indian villages, right? Where black men, okay, where black men and women, okay, found a red hand of friendship and an accepting culture. The offspring of Black Indian, you see that? The offspring of Black Indian, okay, Black Indian, they were dark skinned, okay? That's why I say the Black Indian. They were all dark skinned. You see the skin? You see how they look? Super dark. Okay? Let me show you one. I want to show you one image, right? So you know what we're talking about. Okay, there we go. Okay? This is an Indian right there. You see how dark he looks? That's a native Indian. You understand that? Because a lot of you out there, you don't know anything. Okay, he's from the Seminole Indian. Okay, I just want to show you a couple. I'm not going to show you everything. Look at that. Okay, there we go. You see that picture? You take a look at that image. You see that right there? That's a beautiful one. You see how dark they are? Take a look at them. You see that? Right? You see that? You see how dark they are? You see? Hey, they were all dark skinned. Okay? They were all dark-skinned people. Okay? And they're different from the Negro. They are not the same. Check it out. There we go. They were not Caucasian. They were not pale. They were not light-skinned like you Latino today. No, not like that. They didn't look like that. Okay? You are the product of rape. The reason why a lot of you Latino men and women, you look like that is the product, is the result of rape. And we're going to read one about it. Say, we're going to read it. As I was saying in this book. Okay, understand that? Okay. They didn't do that only with the slave. They started with the native Indian first. In the beginning was with the native Indian. Then when they start bringing the slave, they start doing that. So let's read it now. Okay. So I'm in the book, right? I'm in the book, The American Holocaust, right? Page 84, right? And let's read it. It says, while I was in the boat, I captured a very beautiful Caribbean woman. So dark-skinned Caribbean woman, right? Whom the said Lord Admiral gave to me, right? Who gave it to him? The Admiral. The Lord Admiral. Another Edomite, okay? And with whom, having taken her into my cabin, so she took her to her cabin, right? Okay. She being naked according to the custom, right? She being naked according to the custom. Okay, let's see. I conceived desire to take pleasure. So this Edomite from Italy, he said, well, he want to have pleasure. He want to have sex with her. Okay, let's continue. I wanted to put my desire into execution, but she did not want it. So say, okay, you see, that's how you know. So this native Indian, they were no whore. When the Edomite trying to sleep with her, she did not want it. Okay, and I'm going to show you. We're going to show you. Okay. Because she hate him. Today, guess what? They love the slave master. When you talk about Esau, they get mad. Okay, we talk about Esau. What you going to do? Get mad, buddy. The Most High will destroy you. So let's read it. He said, let's read it. Okay, I want it to be on my camera so everybody can see. He said, so the sister or the mother was given unto her by another Edomite. Okay? So somebody he say, I wanted to put my desire into execution, but she did not want it, and treated me with her fingernail in such a manner that I wish I had never begun it. So the Caribbean woman scratched the hell out of him. Like, fight him. Okay, fight him. Okay? So the lady doesn't want to have sex with him. You understand? So the lady, the native Indian woman or the Caribbean, she's not a whore. She was righteous. What is it say? That's why she fought this so-called Caucasian like Edomite. Today, your mother and your grandmother be telling you to go marry Esau. That's what they're telling the Latino woman. Right? 30 years ago, 60 years ago, 70 years ago, that's what the Latino woman start telling to their children. He said, don't marry Negro, don't marry Moreno, only Gringo. Bring in a house Gringo. We want Gringo. Because they're wicked. They don't know anything. They hate the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Watch this. He said, but seeing that, to tell you the end of it all. So Esau said, when she start fighting me, scratching me, this is what I do. I took a rope and thrashed her well. You see that? She said, I whipped the hell out of her very well. Okay? That Esau doing it. It's not the Chinese doing it. It's not the Asian. This is your so-called white people doing it. They came from where? Italy, England, Germany, France, Spain, Portugal. Same white people you see today in America. Okay? Understand that. They did that. Let's read it. This is a book, right? Why did I make book? To be read. To be read, right? Let's see. He said, to tell you the end of it all, I took a rope and thrashed her well. He said, I whipped the hell out of her till the woman turned to fully weak where she can't do anything. She is out of strength. Because you whip somebody for a while, guess what? They ain't got no strength. They can't do anything. They can't do anything. What can they do? They ain't got no power anymore. Okay? He said, she thrashed her well, for which she raised such unheard of scream that you would not have believed your ears. So the native Indian was yelling, like crying, because she was whipping the hell out of her. Understand that? And after that, just to rape her, just to sleep with her by force, just to rape her, right? He said, finally, we came to an agreement in such manner that I can tell you, she seemed to have been brought up in a school of harlot. You see that? You see that? You see how Esau is mocking the native Indian woman, you so-called Latino woman? Well, let me read it to you again. Finally, he said, after I whipped the hell out of her, I terrorized. What did he do to this poor lady? He terrorized her in her own land, in her own continent. What did he say? Finally, we came to an agreement in such manner that I can tell you she seemed to have been brought up in a school of harlot. You see that? You see that? You see that? Let's continue reading. It's a corner here expressing an attitude toward a rape woman that soon will become a staple of violent pornography and male sadistic fantasy. You see that? You see that? And that's why you see the whoredom in Northern Kingdom. You see that? He said literally the way